Hi there, I'm Eshaan M reporting for Kids First, and today I am so excited to be speaking with Mr. Daniel Robey, founder and CEO of ThinkJam, an award-winning digital creative and PR agency based in central London, serving clients in the UK, US, and internationally. ThinkJam's clients include 20th Century Fox, Universal Pictures, Warner Brothers, Virgin Media, and Icon Film Distribution. Thank you so much, Mr. Robey, for taking the time to speak with me today.
Nice to be here. Thank you for having me.
ThinkJam was a two-person startup 20 years ago without investment, and it's grown to an international award-winning agency. So what drove you to create ThinkJam, and what made you think the time was right to start your own company?
It's a good question to kick off with, and it's probably one that's quite prominent to what we're going through today. I was actually made redundant, so I was actually working for creative agency in the film space, and I had certain ambitions to pursue digital PR, comms, and all sorts. And the agency had different views to focus on film posters, film trailers, and creative. So I left, realized that I didn't want to work for someone else, realized I had quite good ideas, ambition, hunger, and I started my own company. There's never a right time to start your own company, but being made redundant is a really good time.
Of course, and evidently you've been incredibly successful in ThinkJam.
Yeah, thank you. No, it's been a hairy ride. It's been a bit of a roller coaster, but that's part of the fun. You go with the ebbs and flows, and that's what we control now.
For sure. So when is ThinkJam a public relations company, and when is it a marketing company?
Um, it, it's an interesting question because we're not really a public relations company at all, actually. We're a comms company, and by that I mean we used to specifically focus on PR, specifically digital PR, but that very rapidly changed from PR, digital, offline, social, now influencer marketing, events, experiential, although they're not coming back for a while. And all of that sits under a comms umbrella, which all of that sits under a marketing umbrella. So we define ourselves as, I guess it depends on who you talk to, but we define ourselves as a marketing company primarily. And within marketing, we've got different facets. We've got our comms team, which covers PR, social, influencer marketing. We've got our creative team, which covers content and creation. And then we've got sort of the team that sits in the middle, which is strategy, where we are analyzing audiences, inventing ideas, and ideating, which feeds the other two parts.
Got it. So marketing is a very packed industry. So what sets ThinkJam apart from its competitors?
I think it's simple. I'd like to think it's simple. I think and I think it's with any business. Business is about depth as much as it's about breadth. And ThinkJam's depth is entertainment. And that's what we've stuck to. And that's what we stayed true to. We could have diversified our portfolio to brands, to FMCG, to fashion, and so on. And we do work for those clients. We do some amazing work for those clients. But actually, they come to us because they love our expertise in entertainment. Staying true to that expertise has boded well for us. It means that within the film industry, TV industry, we have a strong reputation. We deliver good work. We know the media. We know what we're talking about. And then for non-entertainment companies, they come to us because of that expertise, and we help them, I guess, entertain an audience. So the competitor advantage we have is staying very true to the expertise that we've built.
I can tell that you're a marketing man. You definitely convinced me.
I try.
So you represent some of the biggest companies of the world, Virgin Media, Fox, as I've said, in this industry, which is characterized by its volatility and being ever changing. So what are some of the most interesting projects you've taken on?
It's a good question. We are fortunate. We work for a number of really big businesses. The most interesting projects that we take on are the hardest projects. They're the ones where maybe the client doesn't know what they want. Maybe it's a new property. Maybe we're launching something from scratch. Maybe it's logistically complicated. I think something that's very important from ThinkJam from the earlier days was really developing a niche and understanding the niche in franchises. So launching franchise properties, which is not just launching one thing. It's how do you communicate to an audience and perpetually market to them. So we've been fortunate enough to work on things like Twilight and Hobbit and Hunger Games and the Harry Potter movies. And, they're interesting because times change, the audience change, the complexity changes, and we've got to stay on our toes. We've got to stay really agile and really creative. They're the good ones. We like taking on projects that other companies may not have done so well, and we're fixing problems. And I think the other thing to add, that we've got very deep relationships with our clients, and those relationships are super important because there's a trust, there's a shorthand, and we collaborate with our clients. So we can make the projects more interesting, we can make them more exciting because there's a good bond of relations which we've built up for a long period of time.
Yeah, I definitely think that the relationship that a company has to a client is very important, and I think
Sure, yeah.
that's great that ThinkJam establishes that bond. So you're known as a technological thought leader with many published articles that outline your vision for the future. So can you give us a look into that crystal ball and your predictions about the future of PR and marketing?
Yeah, I mean, we, as a marketing agency, we spend a lot of time with our clients creating content and versioning content, which is changing the language of things, creating marketing materials that are specific to local countries or local trends or local nuances. So actually recently I've been investing heavily in this space. I think it is a big part of the future. Automation, AI, how we can be receiving marketing content that's relevant to us. A lot of the big players are doing it and have done it very, very well for many years, but it's not so easily accessible to many other companies and brands. So what we've been doing is investing in that tech and building that tech quietly in the background, which I foresee a world where creativity and technology and automation, come together to give certainly our clients and the depth of clients that we've got the tools to make better materials. We're seeing a lot of clients build teams in-house, so a lot of in-housing is happening. We're seeing tons of freelancers and creators and some people doing amazing work. I'm sure you see this stuff and probably even create some yourself. But finding the technology and the intelligence to get that content to the masses is really what we're working very hard on.
Of course, yeah, and I'm sure the current events, things that are going on right now in a time like 2020 also will make some pretty big changes.
Yeah, it's a valid point. Everyone needs to do things more efficiently, save time, as well as clearly saving money. But there's more with social media and the growth of social media. There's more content being created, so there's never been such a good time to focus on that area.
Of course, yeah. And kind of going along the track of technology, there are so many avenues to marketing in a time like the 21st century, thanks to all the great technology we have around us. So, how do you select the right combination of tech for your clients, or the right combination of marketing for your clients?
You've got to experience tech, know tech, and play with the tech. There's no real or right answer. There is understanding, most importantly, understanding what you need to do as a goal. What's your KPI? What are you trying to achieve? Who are you trying to get to? Who are you trying to engage with? So you've got to pick the right tech and platform, and whether that's a social platform or an automation piece of technology or marketing tech. You've got to pick the right thing to get to the right audience. I think it comes down to making sure that you hit your ROI, hit your goals. How do I make sure that dollar that I spend hits that audience in the most efficient and effective way?
Definitely. Thanks so much for talking with us today, Daniel. You've given us a lot of food for thought. I'm Eshaan M reporting for Kids First. Be sure to like and subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications by hitting the bell so you don't miss my next interview or those of my amazing Kids First teammates. Also, follow Kids First on all social media.